Hi guys. So welcome everyone. Thanks for joining us today. We're excited to have you here for our webinar on transformation operations and tasks into profits. How you can maximize efficiency with monday.com. We appreciate your time, taking time to be with us today, and we hope you find the session informative and engaging. My name is Rishabh Kunda, practice manager in enreap. Alongside me, we have esteemed panel of speakers, Mr. Jaikishan Daryanani, the practice head of monday.com at enreap, who manages the APAC region. Alongside with him, we have Mr. Roger Merenza, our pre-sales consultant and one of our speakers for today. In today's session, we'll explore how transformation your operations and task into profitable endeavors by maximizing efficiency with monday.com. Without future further delays, let me hand over to our first speaker, Mr. Roger. Roger, over to you. Roger, you're on the mute.
Hey everybody. Thanks for making the time. Thank you for the introduction, Rashad. So yes, I'm a pre-sales specialist at Monday. So we work very closely with a lot of our partners like enreap, helping them utilize Monday and finding new ways which they can get value out of technology. So hopefully show you some great stuff today. So there's a few slides we're going to go through. This is just to give you a bit of a background around Monday. So first, this is Monday's growth for the last couple of years. We've grown quite rapidly. Not only have we had a lot of really good success with technology companies, but also non-tech industries as well. And you can see we're across the entire globe, including India, and our growth is definitely increasing quite exponentially. And we attribute this to a few things. Last slide. A lot of our customers really trust what we do. We work quite closely with our customers to help them build a lot of value. And the real key we keep finding is that the adoption of Monday is extremely successful in terms of across different teams. And that's really because we designed Monday to be used by the users, not something that needs to be created by a lot of technical teams. So you can see these are just a few different companies that we work with. And then these are some more that we've specifically worked with in India. And we're hopefully going to add a few more logos, right, guys? That's the plan. Great. Next slide. So when we talk to a lot of customers, there's a lot of different problems that they're having, but we find that one of the main factors to challenges is they don't really have collaboration between teams. They don't really have a good understanding of what's happening in the business, and all the different parts of the business are not only working together really in sync, but they're also not able to communicate and be able to deliver work at a better level. So what we try and do is really connect all those teams. Next slide.
So this is a video.
Yep.
Yeah, Roger.
We're not going to watch the video again. All right. So, uh, you saw the video. There's a few different things that we do around technology, and we're finding that there's a lot of demand for these technologies for a few reasons. So on the left, you've got market dynamics. So these are the things that we're seeing currently in not only the market, but customers have been telling us. So there's constant pressure for teams to have to do more with less and have to do it in specific time frames. And not only are they having to deliver things on a time frame, but have really good visibility on if things are tracking well, and if they're not, being able to escalate them. The second piece is around direct to consumer. We're finding a lot of customers are having to work directly with their client and their end users, and being able to deliver services quickly and efficiently and give the customers the visibility they need is quite paramount. And the third is around profit margins. We're all trying to make a little bit more money here, a little bit more money there. And how do we make things more efficient, therefore increase our profit margins? On the right-hand side, you've got some just very common business challenges. The first is consumer demand. You can see that with a lot of great businesses, they often are shocked by how much consumer demand they might have over a specific period of time. So the real problem is, how are we able to adapt to that demand? How can we scale our business? How can we build more capability in a very short period of time? Second is our business efficiency. Every single business that we speak to, along with enreap, all have challenges around how do we deliver things in our business faster and cheaper? Because at the moment, it's so costly to have things between different teams, and the time it takes to hand over, the time it takes for us to really get any kind of answer or visibility on things. It just is too costly for the business to keep continuing to do. And the third is global expansion. We're seeing this quite extensively across the globe. Companies are trying to build their businesses so they can work with clients all over the world. And that also means creating a global presence. That means having a business that can scale to that level as well. So there's a lot of different things that are driving customers to really look at using technology, and that's where we think Monday helps. Next slide. Cool. This is just one example I wanted to go through. So this is Universal Music Group. Now, we work with a lot of different customers and a lot of different industries. So this is just one from music and from media. We work with a variety of different industries, but a lot of them have a very similar problem. So they all have existing tools. They're not really using them very well. And they typically find that because they're not really using their tool sets efficiently, they're not really be able to get the value they're needing. Now, Universal is a very good example where we actually worked with a lot of their different teams in their different departments, and we're able to create a consistent way in which they can deliver work internally in the business. And then not only are they able to have their teams work together, but they could build their own use cases. So one of the great things about Monday is we actually empower the users to create a lot of the capability and a lot of the value, rather than having to get external teams to do it. And that's where we've seen it grow extensively. So the quote there talks about how they're limitless use cases, and we definitely find that that is definitely the case. Yep, now you go to the next slide. Full time.
Can you launch the first board?
So yeah, can you see it on the screen?
Yep. Okay.
Yeah. What is your team's biggest challenge in managing projects within the current industry? So we have the options here with us: meeting tight production deadlines, facilitating effective collaboration among creative teams, managing resource and budget efficiently, ensuring project visibility and traceability, adapting to rapidly changing project requirements. So these are the options, folks. You have your time. Please start voting. We'll wait for a couple of more seconds, and then, yep, we're done. Still getting the votes, so we'll wait. Yeah, I'll be sharing the results. Here are the answers. Here's the...
Cool. So it looks like ensuring product visibility and traceability. Yep, that's probably what we hear quite extensively. A lot of our customers, visibility seems to be the main challenge. Yep.
Absolutely.
All right.
It's over to you.
Great. So, go
Please,
ahead.
Roger. All right. So, okay. All right. Thanks everyone for voting for that particular poll questions. I'm gonna present my couple of views on how do we accelerate. I've been doing business process consulting for almost a decade now. I've been interacting with multiple business owners from various different fields, and there are some key aspects that every business owner or even the key stakeholders within an organization that are actually looking to how do we accelerate. Okay, and while accelerating, how do we make sure that we are sticking in the right parameters of the monetization. That's something. So there are some things that we've outlined it over here as how do you efficiently create your task and make sure that you have the right the right set of task creation. How do you assign it in an automated way? More importantly, how do you as everybody answers that yes, that tracking and visibility is the utmost key criteria for any project execution to make sure that it is going on the right track and well within the certain guided parameters. Yes, in order for that to happen, you need to collaborate. You need to enable collaboration, not work in silos. Okay, so that's something what Monday does. And obviously, at the end of the day, you're all looking to monetize, and so the only way to monetize is how do we deliver faster and on time. Basically, that's the most utmost right way to go about doing this. Now, how do we actually do this is how do you go about creating tasks? I'll be doing a live demo also in a few minutes on this. But how do you make sure that you are creating a task in the right way? How are you managing your projects? What's the kind of visibility that you're providing? How are you effectively optimizing your workloads within your teams? And how are you able to enable the cross-functional collaborations? So that's something which drives you to the right success. Another important thing is, as we spoke about, collaborate. How do we disable silos? So collaboration actually is mainly to disable silos, which actually enable the cross-functional engagement. Okay. Now, once you enable the cross-functional engagement for the entire team, for the entire journey of a project, okay, or for the journey of a particular life cycle of a customer that you're working with, okay, that automatically enables the right visibility and the tracking. Okay, so with that in mind, you also enable to have the faster time to growth, and you also end up having a higher subscriber growth. Last but not least is how do you monetize projects? Obviously, you got to optimize your sales. So there are multiple ways that you can actually do this. But yeah, how do you make sure that things are happening more effectively? Is how do you optimize your sales cycle? How do you optimize your delivery performance by making sure, again, the engagement process, or bringing about the right collaboration, bringing about the right stakeholders, bringing about the right visibility at the right time, and making sure that you have the right approvals, you have the right risk parameters highlighted or escalated internally, so that the risks are mitigated in the right way. So that's the utmost right way to ideally monetize the projects faster, which eventually leads to a revenue increase. Let me showcase you something on how what Monday does. I hope everybody can see my screen, and yeah. So this is how we actually onboard a particular. So this is what Monday looks like, and this is a live example of a particular project that we've been working upon with a particular customer. There are so this is how you have all the different milestones that are categorized. Everything that you see on the screen is completely customizable. Okay, so this is how you can actually onboard. Now there are multiple ways that you can actually do structure this. Is in this way, you've got project queues. You can design your own project queues. You can design your own templates. You can design your own dashboards. You can design your own different views altogether. So think about this way: is that Monday being a blank canvas. Okay, you got if you got a process within an organization. Okay, now be it a project management process which leads to a kind of an effective monetization, or it could be as simple as resource management. Okay, or it could be as simple as if you're able to manage deliver, if you're able to do the capacity planning in the right way, okay, that could effectively lead to the right set of monetization. That's as simple as that. So if you think about this way, that if you got a process within an organization, you can easily onboard it onto Monday. This is one of the biggest USPs of Monday, is that it's not a one size fits all kind of a tool, which may or may not cater to the right needs or right processes of an individual organization. That's one of the reasons why Monday's got the highest adoption across the globe. Industries all the way from manufacturing to retail to marketing agencies to market research companies to media and entertainment to product development companies to even software delivery companies are also using Monday. And trust, nobody is using Monday is in exactly the same way. Some have higher challenges that they have identified in order to monetize their sales cycle. Some have identified that yes, their resource management, effective hiring, the hiring is one of the key aspects that they got to monitor in the right way so that they can deliver the right performance. So yeah, everybody's got its own set of challenges. As Roger mentioned, there are some of the key challenges which are very generic to all the audiences out here. But yeah, this is something that we can actually do. So this is how we can actually do a capacity planning, and so this is how we can actually track attain the right set of visibility in terms of what's the available capacity versus what's the consumed capacity per month. And you can do this on a weekly basis, you can do this on a monthly basis, or you can filter it out the way you would wish to do it. And eventually what you end up doing is, this is how you can actually execute a particular project, where you can define a particular milestones individually. You can do the so every milestone would have a task associated with it, and then you can define your own multiple set of columns. So every column that you see over here is nothing but a data point. So you've got multiple different columns, multiple different type of columns that you can actually define, in all the way from timelines to statuses to labels. You can design your own performance indicators, you can design your own planned hours, billable hours. So that's how customizable this particular platform is, wherein you have the flexibility to define the process the way you want to. It's, at the end of the day, it's more like business driving the tool rather than the tool driving the business. That's the biggest motto that we go out and engage with our customers, is that what is key, what is important to the business for it to be successful, rather than rather than having a one size fits all tool which may or may not cater to the right requirement. Okay, so that's something that we believe in. Yes, if you can see on the screen, you have the flexibility to add particular files. Okay, so Monday gives you, depending on the plan, Monday gives you the flexibility to have an inbuilt storage. Okay, so let's say on the enterprise plan, you've got a 1000 GB storage available, included as a part of the platform. So you can definitely you can utilize that uh, by uploading files. Now you can upload files from multiple different sources. That is all the way from computer, Google Drive, OneDrive, SharePoint, Dropbox, and so on and so forth. So that's something that you can actually create. You can, but more importantly, how do you create workflows in this? Okay, so let's spend a minute on understanding how do you create workflows. So as you saw in the video, there are a lot of automations that you can actually create. So automations in Monday are pure English language automations. So if there's absolutely no coding that is needed, or unless or until you are actually looking forward to have something very designed, something very custom, which is not native to Monday. But as long as if it's native to Monday, the automations are pure English language automations, wherein it's a low code, no code platform. The automation structure is something like this: when this happens, do this. If you can have a scenario within your organization or within a particular process, if you can identify what's the trigger and what's the action, yes, you can certainly define a particular workflow. Workflow is nothing but a rule, or which would move the data point from one stage to the other, or from one process to the other process. Basically. So let's say, in a way, just to give you an example, is that the sales have won a particular deal, and that deal, once the deal is won, that should automatically be converted into a project. Okay, so now obviously the once the deal is won, how does the project team gets notified? First and foremost thing, because there are times, there are delays, that the deal is won probably 2 days ago and the project team is still not notified. So that's something that can happen instantaneously in Monday, okay, without any particular time delays, using these automations. So sales is a process, project management is a process. Then last but not the least, it's also tied to the finance, wherein based on the SOW negotiations, based on the SOW terms and conditions, you may have a milestone based payments to be triggered, or invoices to be triggered to your customers. That's something that you can actually do. Or a task based, it could be as simple as doing a task based kind of a trigger. So that's something that also can be you can configure it in Monday, and you can have the finance team notified over an email. Even if they're not part of Monday, yes, you can certainly notify them over an email, and they can probably trigger it. So that's something that can be completely be automated, just based on triggers, while you're completely focused on executing the project or executing the task that has been assigned to you. That should be a core focus, rather than focusing on the multiple aspects, that when do I notify, even after completion, do I need to notify externally. So that's something that we can go about. Yeah, these are some of the things. Yes, other than that, Monday's got capabilities to integrate to over more than 250 different tools out of the box. So yes, you can certainly integrate with Gmail, Outlook, GitLab, Jira, multiple different things, LinkedIn. There are multiple tools that you can actually integrate with. So that's something that is available as an out of the box. Other than that, you've got over 1000 ready automations that are available, which you can select based on certain triggers. That's something available. And last but not the least, for all the people, for all the folks who seem that who for whom this seems to be overwhelming, you've got certain templates that you can start off with, that should give you a baseline, wherein for every different type of function, all the way from project management to sales CRM to content production, marketing, software development, there are multiple different manufacturing, operations, education. So there are multiple templates that have been curated. There are over more than 350 templates that we're currently working with, and you can choose any of the templates. All you got to do is just click and use the template. It gives you a certain best practices baseline to start off with. You can certainly edit those templates, add, subtract, the way depending on your organization, depending on your processes. You are most welcome to do so. So yeah, that's pretty much from what I wanted to showcase as a part of the demo. Yep, going back to our session.
Perfect. The poll time. Let me launch the question. Is it? Folks, you can see the question in front of you. How do you currently track the progress and visibility of your projects? We have the options in front of you: spreadsheets and manual tracking, email and messaging updates, dedicated project management software, custom in-house solutions, or it is we don't have a formal tracking system. You have your time. Please start voting.
I bet I could probably guess what it's going to be. I'll put a bet on it.
Perfect. I think we'll wait for a couple of more seconds. We're still getting the answer. Okay. Okay. It's time to share the results. Can you see? Roger, is it the same?
Ah, no.
No?
Jeez, I thought it was going to be spreadsheets and manual tracking.
So,
wow, dedicated project management software. I'd love to know which one.
Same here. Even
yeah, maybe they could put it in the chat. We'll see. Or give us a hint. No, good. Yeah. It's interesting though. We do find a lot of customers who use a variety of things. Some are spreadsheets, some are their own system that they've created. So everyone's just trying to get the job done, I think. Cool. So now we're going to go through unique advantages of Monday. Now, there's a lot of great advantages to using Monday. I think Jay went through quite a few different things, and there's a lot in there. We typically try and find what are the things that are most important for you and your business, and then really explore those. But the most general ones we find is the user experience. So users like Monday, and no matter what their role, no matter where they are in the business, whether an executive down to just where they're a project manager, they all like using Monday, and therefore they use it quite extensively. We also find that they get their teams to adopt the technology. We find is that a lot of people use a variety of other different random tools because they don't like the tools that the businesses have either purchased or is supposed to be using. And that's why we asked that question before around what you're currently doing at the moment, because it really depends on if it's being adopted across the business. The second is rapid deployment and onboarding. So it's very quick to get up and running with Monday and very quick to get new users using it. So we had a few slides before around how not only how businesses are having to do things a lot quicker, but also everyone's expecting everything to be done quickly. Now that's clients, that's people in the business, that's management, etc. So we need to be able to deliver capability quickly, and so Monday is very good at that. And the last is a high return on investment and quick time to value. Every single thing that we're doing at the moment in businesses, no matter what type of industry we speak to, no matter the team that we speak to, they all want to see value almost immediately. If not, it's just in a very quick time frame. So if they need to start delivering projects in less time, they want to see that in a matter of weeks, not in a matter of months. So Monday is very good at giving them those tools so they can start doing those things in a much faster way. Next slide. Cool. So when we talk about Monday, there's a Monday solutions, but there's also a variety of other things that we like to incorporate. So you can see at the very bottom there's monday.com. That's where all our technologies are in terms of that's really the work operating system. So what Jay took you through very quickly was the Monday Work OS or operating system. And in that is a lot of great capability around managing work, managing projects, and being able to do more with less. Now, above that is the horizontal product. So that's where we talk about not just looking at work management, but we also do things like customer relationship management. We have a development product. We also have a service product that just came out. And we also have other products that add further, that complement those products, like a Canvas, which is a workflow tool, and Workforms, which is there to pull in information, as well as a few others that are coming down the woodwork. So we have a range of products now that we can provide that are specifically designed for different types of capabilities. So obviously the CRM we have is designed for client management, and the dev platforms there is designed for building products and building solutions. Now, above that horizontal product is our partner ecosystem. So Monday is fantastic and our technology is great, but there's a limit to what we can do, because obviously we're a technology platform and we can provide a lot of great general capability, but there's things that provide even further capability that are really outside what Monday can do. So that's integrating with other technologies. That's integrating not only with other technologies, but also providing some way in which you can have a tailored solution that helps your business. And that's where we work quite closely with our partners. So a very common example is a lot of customers ask us, well, I want to integrate Monday into all the other tools that we're using. And although we can provide you some capability, it's really our partners who have the expertise in terms of bringing all that together. So the partner ecosystem for us is quite important, and enreap is part of that ecosystem. And then on top of that is the industry solution. So this is something we're seeing more and more commonly. A lot of our customers in media, in manufacturing, in retail, in hospitality, they all have very specific requirements around their technology. So it's not just we're trying to do some work, it's I'm a retailer and I need to be able to help my clients deal with issues better. I need to help my staff being able to scale, rollouts. I need to, build hotels faster. I need to be able to check manufacturing supply chains. All those kind of things require a little bit further tailoring and customization. And we work quite closely with those customers to build those solutions along with our partners. So there's really a variety of solutions that we work with to help our customers. Next slide, please. Great. Now, a lot of the time when we talk to customers, the thing we really try and focus on the most is impact and value from day one. So I think probably me and Jay work quite closely together, and he's probably tired of me talking about what's the impact and what's the value, because we talk to so many different customers and there's so many different challenges that we typically tackle, but we really try and laser focus on what are we helping the business do and what value are they going to immediately see. So here are some examples about some of the ones that we've seen from some customers. These are general examples, but we can maybe give you some real life ones as well if you want to ask further questions. First is around aligned departments and company wide. So Jay showed you a demo where there's a lot of different people involved, a lot of different departments involved. A lot of the feedback we get from different teams is, I don't know what this other team's doing, or I don't know if what we're doing aligns with what the business is doing at a much larger scale. So it's a lot of the time just about aligning them, saying, okay, great, why don't we have visibility across these different teams so you can see what those other teams are doing, what those other departments are doing, and we make sure everyone's actually working toward the same goal. So Jay touched on that when he showed you some of the reporting that you can do and how you can drill into a lot of the different work that different teams are doing. Second piece is around collaborating with ease across teams and time zones. So we showed you how you can look at item, you can look at specific pieces of work, you can communicate about those pieces of work, and you can share that across different teams. Along with that is things like work docs, which allow you to collaborate even further. So there's a lot of different ways in which you can work better with your teams, and therefore everyone's more aligned. The third is saving time by automating routine work. So Jay showed you an example of an automation. They're simple automations. It's if this, then that. And we make it that simple so that everyday users can create automations. You don't need to be some kind of administrator or architect. Someone can find ways in which they can save time out of their routine. So with the automations that are there, we've got quite a lot, they're over 1,000, and we're constantly growing that. And they also not only work with Monday, but they work with all our integrations as well. So you can integrate it with your email, you can integrate it with your messaging system, etc. The fourth point is work faster and become more agile. Every team we speak to, they're all getting pushed, they're all getting pressure for them to be able to do a lot more work with a lot less people and time and resources. So they're looking at ways in which they can try and deliver more projects or be able to manage multiple teams and be able to make the best use out of all their resources. So looking at things like resource management that Jay showed you is a way to understand, are my teams really at full capacity? Are we able to take on more work? But also, maybe it's on the flip side of that, maybe we need to look at ways in which we can manage this work better and therefore deliver better solutions. Bridge information silos and keep everyone in sync. I can't tell you how many times we pick the customers, and they all, when we ask them what the standard is at the moment, they don't really give us a proper answer, right, Jay? They all say, oh, this information is here, but this team does this, and also we've got this document that someone created, and that's how we check what we're doing. So what we typically find is all this information is everywhere, and there's no real standard way of doing things. Now, what standardization can be a bit of work, but what it means that you've got a consistent way of things being done every single time. So everyone follows the same process. So you don't have a lot of time spent trying to figure out who does what, where, and when. You don't have errors come up. You don't have challenges in terms of if things need to be escalated. So when you pull these people together and get them to agree on keeping all the information in one place, you're able to take down a lot of those silos. Centralizing is part of that. We pull, not only do we pull information, but you saw with Dave's demo, you can attach files, you can attach documents, you can attach all the information regarding a specific project in one place. People don't have to run around and find all this information. Make informed decisions using real-time data. So we showed you some reports. We often find that's really valuable for management because they can see very quickly what's happening, why is it happening, and who do they escalate to. Now, all that information is real time, so they don't necessarily need to have constant reports sent to them. They can find out whenever it's convenient for them how the business is tracking. And using the Monday dashboards, they can drill into the specific thing that they care about and be able to escalate it if they need to. And lastly, boost productivity, meet every deadline. I mean, that's the goal, to boost productivity. But meeting every deadline is what we hear from a lot of different project managers, that there's a huge pressure around making sure timeframes are kept. And having something that is smart, that allows you to proactively manage your projects and proactively alert you when there's problems to make sure you meet those deadlines is very valuable. Next slide. We're doing on time. Okay. Full time.
Perfect. Here is it. So what would be the most significant benefit of improving your project management processes with Monday.com? Here are the options. I'll read it out for you guys. Streamline production workflows, enhance collaboration between creative and production teams, optimize resources and budget management. Then we have improved visibility and traceability of project milestones. And the last option is increased overall project profitability. Guys, you can start voting. We're getting the votes. We'll wait for a few more seconds. Any guesses, Roger, on this?
I think I'm going to say improve visibility and traceability product milestones. Streamline project production workflows, I feel like is just too common. I feel like it's too obvious. What do you think, Jay?
I think it's the same. Streamlining productivity is of utmost importance. It's turning out to be
Yeah.
very super critical for all to drive the right efficiencies.
Perfect. And I think let me share the results with you folks, and then you can discuss on this.
Drum roll.
Here is it. Perfect, guys. So
Yeah.
We got the most votes to improve visibility and traceability of the project milestones. I think that's the biggest problem
Yeah.
industry people are facing. Over to you guys.
Yeah, I think it's time
So
for Q.
Yes, great. So let's have some questions.
Absolutely. I'd love to answer a couple of them.
Perfect. Just start with reading out the questions for you guys.
Yeah.
So the first question is, how does Monday.com integrate with the existing tool stack we use in our media and entertainment projects?
Jay, you want to take that or want me to take it?
I think that question has already been answered by Roshan. Yes. How does Monday integrate with the existing tool stack? So Monday's got open APIs. Yes, we do, as we spoke about the integration. There are a lot of out of the box integration, but yes, there are a lot of tools available in the market, which for which as long as the APIs are available, yes, we do have the capabilities to integrate any third party tool application and make sure that it's a custom integration with a two-way kind of method. Yeah.
The next question is, how can Monday.com help us manage and track the progress of multiple projects simultaneously?
Roger, you want to take that up?
Yeah, sure. So in a variety of ways. So Jay showed you how you can manage one project and you get visibility of what that project's doing. At Monday, we have boards, which is where all that information is stored. And then we also have dashboards. So dashboards pull different boards together to provide you a lot of the insights around what's happening. So when you've got multiple different projects, you'll use a dashboard to visualize all those projects together. Not only can you see them all together, you can have them all graphed together. So along a timeline, for example, so you can see in terms of date. You can also do a Gantt view across all the different projects and see how they're all tracking and where there might be an issue from a simple one page. But also we've got an overview widget, which allows you to see every single project, if it's tracking on time and if it's not tracking well. And that's quite simple to set up, and you can customize all those different widgets based off the metrics that you want to track, the projects you want to track. You don't even need to see every single project because you can also create views that allow you to see, okay, well, I only want to see projects to do with my part of the business or this specific location. So you can chop and change in terms of what matters to you and build your own customized reports. Yeah.
That's awesome.
You want me to do another question for you guys?
Go for it.
So another question from another user is, does it support in managing project status spreads? If so, how easily it is to use compared to Atlassian Jira?
Okay, great. Jay, you want to take that one?
Yes.
I can take it. Yeah.
Absolutely. I can certainly take that one. So it's about what essentially we are trying to ask over here is that how do we make sure that we have the right visibility in terms of sprint management? Okay, what essentially you're asking is, so yes, Monday's got a very efficient sprint planning. Okay, that's something that you can do in case if you are working with the agile methodology. You have the flexibility to create epics. Then you got certain flexibilities to create sprint management as well, wherein you can define your own sprint and select a particular task from your backlog. Make sure that you have the right burn down charts, you have the right SLAs defined, and you have the right story points defined for every task within that particular sprint. And that's how you can actually track that particular sprint. And last but not the least, you could also trigger in a test automation task, which could also bring about the visibility onto the bugs that are being raised from the testing side of the team. And post that, you can also post every sprint. You can also curate your own retrospective ceremonies.
Perfect.
So you got a whole.
So I'll just add to that. So you do have a lot of these great capabilities, and we're constantly growing that feature set. A lot of specific sprint based capabilities to do with managing development. Where we're finding a lot of customers who are using Monday Dev is complementing what they're using with Atlassian Jira. Now, the reason why we've found that is a lot of the feedback we get isn't necessarily saying that Jira isn't doing some great stuff. What the feedback we're getting is, for the developers, Jira is fantastic. For every other team that needs visibility around products being developed, around when the timeframes around it, around client requests, etc., they're not able to get the right visibility, the right reporting. They're not able to pull that information together and present that back to the right teams. Because ideally, all these different teams are also involved in providing services to customers and helping the product develop. So along with Jira, we're finding Monday Dev's used to pull a lot of great information out of Jira, get the visibility around the sprints and epics, and being able to have all the insights around what's happening with the development, but be able to present that in things like the reports, be able to give the visibility across the business around how the products that are being developed, what's happening, what's in the roadmap, if there's issues, what customers are requesting, etc., all in one place. So that's probably been the most common used for Monday Dev. Right.
Perfect. Move on to the next question. So folks, here it is. SOW, milestone-based updates. Can we have control based on user role-based privileges?
Yes, you can. Yes, there are multiple ways that Monday allows you to configure permissions. You also have flexibilities to design custom roles. Okay, in certain plans, you have the flexibility to assign appropriate permissions for that particular custom roles. So based on that, you can trigger via the automations. You can actually trigger the right set of processes. Whether once the SOW has been assigned, does it go for an approval? What kind of approval process are we looking at? What kind of assignments or what kind of notifications are we looking at?
Yeah. Okay, perfect. Next question. I move to the next question. So can Monday.com be used to replace the features of Microsoft projects, like such as dependencies like start to finish and finish to finish?
Yes. Thanks, Raj.
We should have timed that together, Jay. I was trying to say we could say yes at the same time. So I'll give my answer and I give it to Jay. So it can. However, when we talk to customers about Microsoft Project, it's good for us to understand all the different pieces of how they're kind of managing things in Microsoft Project. I would say Microsoft Project's been a long time, and there's a lot of great capability in it. What we try and do is we don't try and recreate a lot of complexity that may be the problem at the moment. So we'll look at how you're using Microsoft Project, and we'll see what's the best way that you actually use Monday and how to get the same capabilities and the same end result. I would say that it is comparable. I would say Microsoft Project is fairly robust in what it can do. But at the same time, we find a lot of users aren't really comfortable with using Microsoft Project outside of a very experienced project manager. And then that becomes very challenging for them to deliver projects across the business with multiple different teams and users involved. Jay, do you want anything to add?
Absolutely. I don't think so. I need to add anything. I think you've rightly articulated most of the use cases that we've dealt with
Great.
Microsoft. Yes, the ideal way to do it is that how are you managing your projects in Microsoft? That's super critical for us to understand. And yes, once that is there, we can. There are many features. There are many corresponding features that we have in Monday.